All right, thank you so much for staying with Daybreak there. We have Georgie Kua with us, entrepreneur, and Anwa Murada, counseling psychologist. Njeri Mudoni from Seattle. We seem to be having a bit of a technical challenge with her. We'll see if we can get her back here. Jacob Abere Matlala says on Twitter, for sure Valentine is overrated. Example, 2 out of 3 can't tell origin of it. Secondly, the so-called goodies that are given during this time deprive the boy child or male species financially. He says, better be stingy to the end. That's according to Jacob. Elvis Pampula says, I just love the discussion. The panelists are comrades of goodwill. They are for the boy child, and we should welcome them to tomorrow's men's conference. Let's rescue the boy child. It's a two-way traffic. Nipe, nikupe. All right? So, and we were talking about now, we are here in this situation where there's been commercialization of love. What kind of information do we now pass to the future generation, considering they tend to do more of what they see than what they are told?
I would just say, as okay, if you look at the diversity of now Valentine and how it's growing in our country, it's something that has come to stay.
Yeah.
So it is actually now telling you it's going to be here with us, and it is going to another level because it's growing. And it is not static. It is still growing every other year. With like now you see the whole town now is red.
Yeah.
And this now tells you this is the season we are in. So once we agree that it is going to be with us, we start now creating awareness to our people. Like in a program like this, and let our people understand. It is not just about material. It is also me giving myself to you. It is also me understanding you. It is also me giving my time to you. We have also seen churches, like I know churches on Sunday. There are churches that will have Valentine's Sunday. And I know of a church that will be having a Sunday of just giving. Not just to the person that you want to tell us you love, but even the person who sits next to you in the church. It's a Sunday of just giving them something, a handkerchief, and making them understand that you are very important to me. It's also a moment of another lady coming with a handbag, handing it over to a certain lady in the church, and still feeling I have given. It's a Sunday now where we sit and also start reminding our people of where it all started and how love is supposed to be guarded. Yeah. You see, like now, we are having issues of families killing one another every day on news. There's either a man who killed a wife who killed a woman, and we are still talking about love. So we need to start looking at this day and asking ourselves, why are we getting married? Yeah. Are we getting married over material things? Our young people need to understand that people have gotten married since time immemorial, but people got married for different reasons from why they are getting married now. Yeah. Can we distinguish material from love? But Kenya is a country where everything comes in biri-biri. And in as much as we try to convince Kenyans, there are never a time we are able to differentiate. See, you see, even politically now, look at how confused the country is. Because we are talking of so many things that Kenyans don't even want to understand what exactly are we talking about. Are we talking about 2022 elections? Are we talking about BBI? We are never able to differentiate where we are. Yeah. And this is the same with us, even in our relationships. What are we talking about? Are we talking about love? Yeah. Are we talking... We are a country that mixes things because of our own selfish interests. Okay. So maybe, Trevor, I would say, let our people, our young people, because the older ones may not really care so much. Like now, I don't think I will really care if Maraza brought me anything on Valentine's Day or he doesn't. To me, it's just a day. I know I'll have an event, me personally, and I'll be speaking to people. But again, if he doesn't bring me a flower, he may have not brought me a flower. But long before Valentine, he bought me this phone. So why do I want to imagine that if he doesn't buy me something on the 14th, then he doesn't love me? Yeah. What is my love attached to? Let people start asking themselves, what attaches me to? Yeah. Where are we relating? Yeah. Is it because of what you give? Is it because of what I give? Yeah. Or is it because of the material things that we have? Then when we start asking ourselves those questions, we'll understand.
That's a very important part to bring up, because what are the fundamentals of a relationship going forward? Because that's the one thing that here, like George was saying, it's Nairobi is a one bedroom and it's per person sharing. People are looking for different things in different people. And then we end up with multiple partners. Yes. So for example, this generation that we are in and the future one, what should we tell them is the fundamentals of a relationship? Before you get in there, what should you be looking for? Yeah.
what you need to look for. And I always tell our young people, in any relationship, what works in a relationship is the moment you get to the relationship because of love. You feel you have, okay, they tell me, and they would tell you there, that is there love anymore in this world? Love is an emotion that God gave, so it is there, and you give it to the person you choose to give. Most of our people, the reason why most people have stayed in their relationships for 40, 50, 60 years, it is because the foundation of their marriage was love. So anything else that came on the way was really nothing. It just came to either distract them or something, but love kept them together.
Yeah.
So the problem with our young people is that before love, I first want to get the material thing. Get to know where you work. Get to know you have a car. Kwanza saa hii wasichana Nairobi hii, if you don't have a car, it is, you are outrated completely, you have nothing. You first have to show a car. And a sleek car. To every girl then, I am in love. So let's also help these girls understand. I don't know whether you people have seen a clip that keeps trending on social media of a girl anaapproachiwa na kijana mpaka anamrushia mikono na anamuisot. Then the guy is like, okay, so I leave and then says, you know my type, you know my type. You know those Nigerian girls, you know my type. And the guy just leaves. So he has a very sleek car. Sasa anafinya ile button and the guy is like, chwe! And the girl is like, oh, I didn't mean that, I didn't love you. So what did you love? The car or him? And I think this is where we need to draw the line. Okay. Where is love?
Ikua, what are the fundamentals of a relationship when you speak to your children? Yes. What do you tell them?
So first, love is, I think we're messing around with this word, because love is giving. So I love you. So we have taken that love is something you receive. So if you ask most people, I'm in a relationship with him because he loves me. That's crap. Like, no, it's you make a choice. You pick, I love you. So love is something, it's a choice of something you give. And so, for example, you love your mother. So what do? You don't go to your mother and say, I love you, feed me. You know, you're like, I love you, here is my show of love. Yeah. So love is a one way. And where it lasts, it's where it's a two-way. But it's your choice. You know, you can say, I love you even if you don't love. So you need to understand this thing. So love, so don't go around calling it love. You're mixing up the words. So you say, I'm looking for someone to feed me. That's different, you know. Yeah. But when you really understand where we have reached, and we can't run away from this thing that love has been commercialized. So there's two things. What are you trying to get? So what we've done in terms of commercialization, the men have been able to get women who naturally would never have given them time of day due to money. So if you have money, and you're a very annoying fella, you have a girls who will listen to you. Now, on the other side, there are women who are trading beauty to talk to men who are on a level they never would have talked to because of this. And then you then take it like this is forever. Now, if you understand money is always coming and going. Yeah. Sadly, beauty in a Hollywood perspective, not the real beauty, has shelf life. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're trading this beauty for money, you are in a very short contract, because in 5 years, they say the beautiful ones are not yet born. Yeah. Right? But if you're going to go in and say, look, I'm done with fun, now let me do love. So you look for someone to give and pray they give you back. That's the only thing I would tell you. Yeah. So
and we need to underline there, Ikua. There's something very important you're saying here. Ikua is saying you give love. Yes. So you will tell a girl, I love you. She may not be loving you. Yes. But you tell her, I love you. You know love grows. It grows. Love is supposed to grow every other day. If I genuinely love you, it will grow. So you tell a girl, I love you, you put a thought in her. It is you who has loved. So you wait to a point that this girl also loves back. So she also gives the love. So out of both of you giving, I'm sure this is what you're trying to say. Out of now both of you giving, now you blend.
It grows. Yeah.
But you see now, the problem with these millennials of your age is, as he said, I love you, but let me first know where you are.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Let me see whether you are lovable.
It's conditional.
Are
Whether
you
you love it.
lovable? I love you, but are you lovable?
So what I found very interesting is what Ikua has said. It's not first you receiving the love.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's first you
giving.
So that the other person can also give back.
Yeah.
Then that assures you of a relationship. And when it is 14th of February, either of you can still give and appreciate one another, because the foundation of your relationship was love, was not material.
Okay.
So when
And
it comes to the 14th, the girl will surprise you.
Yes,
And
and if it's
George,
not
I
love,
want you to help me
don't force
understand
it.
this.
Don't bring such things.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys are in a, what is it called? Imaginationship, situationship, all those bad things. Don't start bringing words of love. Let's say, wewe, tunakunywa wapi leo. Don't bring flowers. At best, buy a red drink.
Keep it basic.
At best, don't bring pressures when.
And I'll
not
ask you
love.
this question because I've been asked that question before. I don't know whether she was upset at that point. She asked me, what do men want? And I'll ask you, George.
I'm very
I'll
clear.
start with you, then I'll ask you, what do women want?
I'm very clear.
Yeah.
Peace first.
Yeah.
One is peace. Ile moja alikuwa anasema
Wacha vita.
amani. Peace. Men want peace.
Yeah.
If you see your man peaceful, know you're doing a good job as a woman.
Yeah.
Two, he wants and peace comes also from his sports and his time and whatever. Peace.
Yeah.
Then let's be honest, men want a bedroom matters sorted
Yeah.
and respect.
Okay.
And I those three.
Yeah.
The rest.
But peace doesn't necessarily mean you walk into the house at 2 a.m. every day not to be asked, right? Because that is the other thing that people confuse.
Now you're poking the bear.
Yeah.
No, you're poking the bear and expecting the bear to have no voice. So the thing is this, you know, like we had this discussion here another time in Social Square. The issue is not 2 a.m.
Yeah.
The issue is how have you prepared those you are going back to that you'll be coming at 2. You know what I mean? So you started saying, leo tunaenda. Leo tunaenda tukiendanga.
Yeah.
You know, even and then when you are there, or at midnight, you're like, but we are still moving.
Yeah.
You know, she's annoyed, but she's getting those messages. But you have prepared. But you can't, the challenge is always, and I struggle with this myself, is communication. Is that just communication? You know, as men, Trevor, you're my friend. Imagine I call you, I say, hi, Trevor. Then you say, hi, Ikua. Then there's an awkward silence. What is it? Then you say, I called to say hi. You think I've lost my mind. Now, ladies are from another world. Communicating is, so they tell you, oh, by the way, we are still here. So if I call you as a man to tell you I'm still here, you wonder, do you want me to send you money, or are you telling me that you are still there? To a woman, it feels that you care enough for me to know I am there. So that's where that 2 a.m. thing struggle. That's why we struggle with it, because men are like, when I tell you something, until something changes, I should not say it again. So if I say I have gone, I don't feel the need to remind you that I'm still going. So we get into a lot of trouble as men over this.
Well, rather, what do women want?
I would explain in many words that the world has changed, and the world changing, we got a radical departure from what we knew. We got into a world that we didn't know. You see, like now, women would want to be loved. Women like being loved and being pampered. And today, being provided also makes a woman feels loved. But you see now, the interpretation of love and what we have borrowed from the West is like we have the Kenyan or the African families that have gone to live in the West. The boy child gets a lot of problem because the boy child is brought up in that culture that looks at a woman and the woman is like, oh honey, you don't love me. And the guy is like, si unajua nakupenda. Sasa unataka nifanye nini? You know, and these girls now have seen the mzungu who sits with the girlfriend or even the wife, holding hands every other occasion, holding hands even in church. And the Kikuyu Luo woman in America is expecting this very cultured Jaluo man or Kikuyu man to do the same. They will not do, because they are feeling, they've been brought being told they are real men. And like I realized, the Kikuyu men over there, very few who would even want to change the accent. At the talk like Muzungu. You know, women go to abroad and within 2 weeks accent may change and she's Muzungu and life has changed. And having gone with that typical Kikuyu man, yeah, bado anaongea ile kizungu ya Murang'a. And this lady is even wondering, why are you not changing? So what am I saying? I'm only trying to say, we need to understand where we are coming from before we start analyzing who you are with. Like now, me assuming that I would expect Muratha to pamper me, to like I come here and I'm dressed like this, and Trevor is like, oh, brother, you're looking nice. Then I come in here, sit with Ikua. Ikua is telling me, yeah, brother, you know you dress so well. And I feel like, oh. So now I start expecting that Muratha would appreciate that. And I look at him, and sometimes I even want to ask him, don't you ever appreciate I am smart? And he's like,
so
Wapi? He doesn't know where. That is the typical Kikuyu man. And our women would interpret anipendi. So we also need to understand what you call love. Don't forget. Siko smart. Go. So it's good to understand.
That's our hero.
Don't try this at home.
Yes, Trevor, so what I'm saying, it's let our people also understand. When you talk about, I want to be loved, how does your man express love? Don't expect him to express love the way Kua does to his wife.
Yeah.
Don't expect him to express love the way Amuzungu does, because these very typical African men, we are getting there, for sure. We are getting there. We are having a generation that will be that Muzungunized.
Yeah.
But the men we have now, don't expect to have Muzungunized them. Ati atakupeleka Valentine now this coming Sunday. Ati atakushika mikono hivi, katina ni Mkikuyu. Amekubeba hivi na anasikia huko Thika Road wanaitana broti maguta alafu yeye ndiye akaona time ya kukubeba. So what is it about love? Possibly to him, when he buys a lot of land and assures that your future as the wife is secure, to him that is what love is.
Okay.
But you, love yako ni ile upampiwe, siju peleko wapi, every time you want to go out and everything, you don't even want to consider the school fees to be paid after this. You want to spend almost everything. So let every relationship be unique by finding out what love is from your husband, what love is to your wife, and how they express it.
All right.
Women also are demanding respect. There are those men who still feel, the very African men who still make women are objects. You can talk to your wife the way you want, you can treat her the way you want. After all, she's just a woman. The women we have now, especially now, our work was easy. So you don't rush them and assume that you escape with it. You have to respect them. So let respect be both ways. Okay. If we would go the Bible way, the Bible commands the man to love and the woman to respect. Now, men are expecting women to love, and women are expecting men to do the respecting. But when a woman submits, and we also say submission is not slavery, when the woman submits and the man in return gives love, then God is very sincere. This relationship will work. Okay. But when we start interpreting love to mean so many other things, then we lose it. A woman, in a nutshell, a woman wants to be loved, to be respected, and to be provided for. Iyo ya kusikianga nimejengewa. My husband built this one for me. My husband brought me. You see those, my husband, wife, they will always say, my husband brought me this seat. My husband, sinona kwanza wajaluo. My husband did this for me. My husband has brought me land. Then to them, that is maybe what love should be. Okay. And this is what a woman needs from a man. All right.
I'll give you a chance for parting shots really quick because we ran out of time here, but let me read a few tweets coming through. Eric Aluru says, Valentine's is one of the most uselessly celebrated calendar days. Falls in the same category as the World Toilet Day. Bure kabisa. Okay. You call yourself News Punch. You say, my penzi ya 21st century ni pesa bana. No millennial will love you minus money. Nathan Bosire says, love is a decision. Valentine is overrated. Wise men don't participate in such idiocy. All right. My feelings. Closing remarks, George.
First, she looks very smart. What I mean is,
and
I can show you where. But yes, you lose so happy. In closing, I think those sentiments that are coming out, it's the pressure of, I wish I had more resources. I think when you have money, the guys with money are not tweeting. They are busy buying. These are
the broke guys.
Yes. So when you have money, It's an annoying holiday. So let's be clear.
Yeah.
So there are holidays for you and not for you.
Yeah.
As I said, know your customer, know your lane.
Yeah.
Wacha kubeba quota unapeleka kwa chief. Just know your lane.
Yeah.
On the other side, for the women, I say, if I was a lady, I would look for who is putting most effort. Yeah. Because if I have $1 billion bob and I buy you a gift of $1 million, I'm not struggled. But if I only make 50,000 and I spend 10,000 on you, it's about the effort.
There's a big difference.
And remember, love is what you give. Yeah. So is he giving? And are you in this for love or in this Nairobi bedroom? Okay. Don't confuse the issues.
Okay.
Our smart lady. Very smart.
You see, women also love that appreciation. I forgot that appreciation. Yeah. That telling a woman you're smart, you're looking good. Oh, by the way, you're looking nice. It makes a woman feel very young. Yeah. It makes her feel loved. And it rarely comes out from an African man, and especially a Kikuyu one. It will rarely come. I'm sure Trevor Aluo would fantasize on that, but a Kikuyu man, it takes a lot of effort. It's okay, and most other cultures in Kenya, it is very difficult. But again, I would want to say, considering what this week is about, I found it very interesting saying that men with money are not treating.
Yeah, because they're ready for it.
He's looking at the demands and he cannot meet them. So the Valentine becomes bure kabisa. Yeah. But again, I would also want to tell people that love is given by God. Yeah. When it comes to a moment of love, I'm telling you, Trevor, if all relationships were founded on love, we would not have all these killings all over. The other day I was talking to some ladies and I said, let us all go back to our bedrooms and look whether there's something that is not working out. Yeah. Because when bedrooms are not working, everything else in that home ceases to work. For sure, it ceases to work. And so it is also very easy for this man kuchukua tu panga kudunge and forget who you are. So let's try to look at where are we not getting it right? Where are we missing it? And when we went around the whole issue, we realized people have lost love. And people no longer care. As we always talk, when we talk here, we try to compare the Merinos and the other people. I still remember during those times when we were young, if somebody got heartbroken, like you're in a relationship and it broke off, it took you so long to get into another relationship because it's like you felt, I would not want to be wounded again. Yeah. But it's like today, you're moving from this one, today, you're heartbroken, today, and you only heartbroken 24 hours. The next day, you move into another one. Yeah. Yani Merinos wanasonga kama injili. They keep moving like the gospel. They still move and you're moving. Let's also come to a realization that we are human. We need a moment of reflecting, a moment of feeling. Did I make a mistake? Where did I get it wrong? What mistake did I do that this relationship didn't work? Then I think of another one. Yeah. But it's like we now are just moving to whatever direction, we still keep going. Let our people come to an understanding that love, God so loved the world that he decided the best he could have given is offer his only begotten son. Yeah. He gave us his all. So when you decide to love, I think God gave us an example that when you want to give your all. Jitoe kwa huyo mtu, because again when you jitoa and him jitoas, then we come to a balance. Right. But hiyo sasa ya siku hizi ya kujifichia niko na card fulani ziko hapa, I'm like we jaribu tu, then I will give the cards. Yeah. This is not what we call love. Number one, I would say Valentine is a good day, 14th of February, in as much as some people would want to demonize it, some people will bring theories, others will even use the Bible, but as Ikuya says, if you don't have, stop demonizing. Yeah. Just live where you are. And as he says, keep your lane. Yeah. If your lane does not even want to know it's a Valentine, just remain there. Achana na mwenye ako kwa Valentine, because they also have their own understanding. Okay. But above all, let our people know that on that day, let it also be a day of people reflecting. Let churches also take it up and try to spiritualize on it, because times are changing and churches need to also grow with the time. Okay. Let that moment be where also pastors will talk about love in the church. Okay. So that those families that come to church hurting, watu wanauana ni Wakristo. These people cutting one another are all Christians. So can also the pastors take the day, bring it, wachana na context zenye watu wanatoa kwa social media. You know, Valentine was about, I don't know what demons. they have also demonized Christmas, but it has been there for thousands of years. So what are we trying to say? Let our people look at love and genuine love, and let them be brought to an awareness, just as you did this morning. Brought them to an awareness that Valentine is a good day. It's been overrated. Let that girl watching us out there take her boyfriend for love. He may not have the flower, but he may have the language to express himself that I may not have money now, but you know I love you, and I may be able to do other better things in future. I may not buy you flower on the 14th of February, but I can afford a bunch of many roses. Sometimes later in the year, many of them, I can buy them. But today, that kawan to come and say I love you, I may not have the 10 bob. I may not have the 20 bob to buy that flower. But I know there is a day I'll have a whole bunch to tell you I love you.
All right. Thank you so much. Anwar Muratha, counseling psychologist, and Georgie Kua, entrepreneur. Georgie, do you want to say something else? You've already given your closing remarks. So
no, Trevor, I should have said something. On the 13th of this day, that is the eve of Valentine. I also have a function. I'll be speaking to people on the language of love at Thika Greens Resort. So if you're out there and you're looking, as Ikua said, and you're looking for a place to be on 13th evening, I have an event and I welcome you. Hata wewe kama uko na mtu, just bring them over. Ikuwa kama umepata.
I think for me, Valentine's is a day of love. It doesn't have to be a partner. Your Valentine can be your child. Your Valentine can be yourself. Your Valentine can be your mate, your girl. Your Valentine can even be your life. And give thanks to God and whatever. So take it like a day of love. It's a day of giving. It's not a day of receiving.
So give. All right.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Anwar Muratha, counseling psychologist, and Georgie Kua, entrepreneur. Thank you for that discussion. Happy Valentine's. That's how I leave it. Roy T-Boy is up next.